Coming up on today's show, we have some German pancakes with a delectable sauce. That's all coming up on Cooking Crave. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And we have a submitted recipe this week. I'm really curious about how this is going to work. It's a German pancake.
Yes.
And you found an excellent topping to go over it. So
It's going to be really good.
I think it's going to be awesome. And can you tell me again who submitted this recipe for us?
Your dad.
Oh, it's my dad.
Yes, that's right. Actually, yes, it's from Ron Dede.
Okay, the ingredients that you're going to need to make these German pancakes, you're going to need butter, you're going to need 6 eggs, a cup of milk, a cup of flour, just a little bit of salt, and a little bit of vanilla. Sounds pretty easy.
It is, but it's good.
And to top that with, we are going to have some, you found a recipe for like a really quick berry topping.
Right.
And you're going to need 2 cups of frozen mixed berries. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of sugar and then 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch.
How easy, yeah.
It's going to be a really quick, simple meal. But to top it off, we're going to show our viewers as well, we have some sausage from the workshop.
Absolutely.
That we're going to feature with this meal as well, that you're going to have a breakfast fit for a king.
It's going to be great.
All right.
All right.
Let's get started.
Okay. First of all, you want to heat your oven to 425.
Okay.
And dig out a 9x13 pan. And you're going to start with 4 tablespoons of butter. And what I did, I put the butter in here. And as my oven was heating, I put the pan in there and just melted the butter, in the pan.
Okay.
There. So you saved one little extra, dish or something for melting the butter.
Perfect.
So, very simple, and I'm going to suggest we're going to start with a blender because you want to blend this very smoothly and thoroughly. But I'm going to put the wet ingredients first. You're going to use 1 cup of milk. We want to put the wet ingredients in before we put the flour in, then that won't stick. So, and then 6 eggs. So we're going to put that in there. And blending this and, just mixing it, really well and smooth it. And when it bakes up, it's really light and fluffy. It's so simple, but it's
so is this good. Like a crepe type pancake, or does it have a little bit more texture like a normal pancake when we talk pancakes?
There's more consistency to it than a crepe. It is, it's light and it's fluffy.
Okay.
And that, so we got 3 eggs in there. We can't, not to lose count.
Doesn't look like we have any of your farm fresh eggs that look like they're double yolkers tonight.
Doesn't look like it, but they're. Okay. And then 1 more, and then we'll have our 6. So we're going to put that in there. And then I'm going to add, and all it is 1 cup of flour.
Okay.
I'm going to put that in there. And it says just a dash of salt, so I'll just give it a little shake there. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay. Well, and this is a little bit different pancake recipe because we're actually baking these and we're not putting them on a griddle like you would think a normal pancake as well.
You're going to fry, absolutely. So it's a little bit of different twist. And so this way you can get that all together, put it in, and everybody can sit down and have.
Actually, it's less time probably.
It is. Actually, it is. And then we use 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay.
And let's just blend that well here. And it says to put it in a blender.
Okay.
And the reason you're going to put it in a blender, it's going to make it lighter, more airy than if you just whipped it in, with an electric mixer.
Okay.
So, let's just make sure that that's all down here. Stuff, got that mixed well, and we'll just beat it up just a little bit more here.
We're not doing this for very long of a time though, just to make sure it's just all blended well.
Right, just so it's nice and blended, mixed well. And, and most blenders, really will mix it up very quickly, even probably more so than, a mixer. So that looks like we've got that.
Well, it sounds like it's turbocharged, Mom.
Well, probably is. Okay, so that's, and so we're going to pour that over the butter. And we'll just grab that out here. And you're going to bake this at 425 for 20 minutes. So that's not very long.
No, it's not.
And you're going to have everything together. And so we're going to pop that in the oven.
Okay.
And we're going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And again, that's at 425.
Okay.
So we'll go to the fridge and bring out our sausage.
All right.
And this is really exciting because, the workshop just makes fantastic sausage. And I chose to do the unsmoked sausage this time rather than the smoked.
Okay.
And with this unsmoked sausage, you do have to cook it a little bit more than you do smoked sausage because that's already kind of cooked. It doesn't take very long.
Okay.
More or less you're just heating it up, maybe 10 minutes. So this here, what we're going to do is I'm going to take my skillet and I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, just, because we're going to want to just kind of brown it just a little bit.
Okay.
And we're going to add our sausage. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water, just, so it cooks up first before, it fries.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm not really going to fry it a lot, but just to brown it just a little bit. So I probably put about maybe a half a cup or a fourth cup of water in there.
Okay.
And stuff. So we're going to put the lid on there and just let that slowly cook here. And it's going to be wonderful.
Okay.
And so while our pancakes are baking, our sausage is cooking, we're going to just go and make our topping.
Okay.
So we're going to go to our freezer and we're going to get our fruit mix there, mixed berries.
All right.
And I just chose, it's just a berry medley mix and it says, to add 2 cups to that. So we're going to open there and I'll get my measuring cup. So just 2 cups.
Well, and I suppose, you just use whatever berries you like, but it looks like you have strawberries and blackberries and blueberries in here, so you've got a really nice mixture.
Got a very nice mixture in that. So we can put that back in the freezer.
Okay.
And what's going to be so simple is you want to use a microwavable bowl because we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Okay.
On that. And what's nice with this fruit topping, it's going to be great on the pancakes, but you could also use it over like angel food cake and something like that. So
I would even think like ice cream, something different than just like a caramel or chocolate sauce.
Absolutely. And then 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just take that and just stir it up. Then we're going to microwave it on high for about 2 minutes and take it out and just stir it again.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and put that back in and mic it again for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, just until that thickens a little bit, with that cornstarch in there.
Okay.
But first just stir that well so you coat all your fruit with the sugar and cornstarch. So
Okay.
with that, so we're going to just go over here and just put that in the microwave. And I'm going to just go ahead and put that on 2 minutes to start with. And I'm going to just do it on high because it's going to be fine, just like that and stuff. So, well, I think that's starting to cook a little bit or whatever. So we want to make sure that goes, and we'll just wait a few, like I said, a minute and a half for our microwave to finish with that.
Okay, sounds
So-
good. We'll be back a little bit then.
That sounds great. Okay, well, the berries are done. Well, they're not done. We're just going to stir them.
Okay.
And just mix that a little bit up here. And even just with putting it in for that short time, it already did start to thicken a little bit.
So the berries are going to actually stay whole. It's not going to break down and actually be like a sauce, is it?
No, it's more like just a fruit topping
Okay.
in that itself. Yep. Don't those all look good?
Oh, absolutely.
And that you can just, and you know the bag, and it says 2 cups. You certainly can take the whole bag, add just a little bit more sugar and a little bit more cornstarch, and have that extra topping, like for making that angel food cake that everybody loves so well too. right?
Absolutely.
So we're gonna put that back in here, and I'm going to go for about not quite a full 2 minutes, and then we're going to check it again.
Okay.
And one thing great with the German pancakes, I mean, we're going to feature fruit topping, but just plain old good syrup, you know, on top of that
Okay.
will be just fine. You don't have to go to the extra making the topping if you don't want. It's just another variation and showing something else that you can do with this.
Well, and it just really just depends, because I could see those pancakes just with a little bit of butter or just a little bit of powdered sugar as well. And
Right, and when we do take them out, we are going to put a little, dust them with some powdered sugar on that, on top of
Okay.
that and stuff. So, and you know, with the topping, it's great. I'm going to feature just a little bit of whipped topping on that also.
okay.
But again, it's a matter of preference. If you don't want it, because we will have a little bit of powdered sugar on it, so you'll have a little bit of sweetness right there. And you know, we didn't put a lot of topping, I mean, excuse me, a lot of sugar in the fruit, so it'll, you know, that a little extra powdered sugar probably will taste pretty good.
Sounds
And that.
divine. So
yeah,
can't
doesn't
wait.
it though? Okay. Well, you know, I do see it kind of bubbling a little bit, so I'm going to just check it before we go any further, because that was just a little over a minute there. Okay. You know, I think I will put it back in for the remaining length of time. And it'll give this a chance just to cool down just a little bit, so it isn't, you know, super hot when you put it on the pancakes, but yet
Okay.
it'll still be warm, and that'll really be good.
Okay.
You know, it'll keep your pancakes nice and warm, you know, when you're eating it and stuff. And the sausage, and like I said, we definitely can see our sausage cooking, and we can actually see the water cooking up already, so it won't take too long, and we'll just flip it over and just brown that a little bit on each side. And
Now, when you're talking about unsmoked sausage, do you boil? Can you boil that when you cook it as well, or is this the preferred method of cooking like an unsmoked sausage?
you can put it in a kettle of water.
Okay.
And that, but it isn't necessary to have that. And when you put it in a kettle of water, of course, it's not going to brown, which is fine. But this is just a little extra different way of doing it, you know, browning it, and then we're going to have. It really gives some nice eye appeal too, because unsmoked sausage is definitely a lot paler in color.
Okay.
Or whatever, but it's excellent. And a lot of people aren't able to tolerate the smoke flavor, you know, for different maybe health reasons or
Okay.
whatever. And so it's always nice that they have that extra choice, you know, of the smoked and
Sure.
unsmoked. So it's
All
really
right.
good and stuff. So, but this is all pure pork sausage, whatever. And when I did go get the sausage, they have, you know, the smoke that's all pork sausage, pork meat, and then they also have some that is combination. I think it was 20% beef and the 80% pork. So people that like it a little bit leaner can
Okay.
have that choice there too. So,
Sure.
so let's take this out and just there. So as we can see, just look at how just that little bit of cornstarch and sugar, how that thickened that up really.
Yeah,
Really good.
it smells awesome.
Doesn't it smell great? So we're going to set that over here.
All right. We
And
better check on our sausage.
Yeah, we're going to just check that. And it shows 9 more minutes on the oven for the pancakes. So that's probably going to be about the right time for the sausage here. We're going to just take that. Well, actually, I'm just going to let that brown just a little bit yet on that side before we turn it. So
Okay.
let's give that maybe about 4 more minutes and flip it over and have it on for another 5 while we're waiting for the pancakes.
Perfect.
Let's look at our sausage. Oh, wow, does that not look good? Just brown that just a little bit. And you know what, I don't usually brown my smoked sausage so much, although when I put it on the grill, it's excellent. We're going to just take this over here
Okay.
and just let that just cool a little bit, and we'll put it on our cutting board to cut that.
Okay.
But our timer went off for
I'm not sure what I'm doing with this plate though.
Okay. Well, you look important holding the plate.
Well, Jake, from New England is always telling me, Rhonda, you need to help your mom out in the kitchen a little bit more. So there you go, Jake. I was holding a plate.
Okay.
I hope that's good for
And
you
I'll
tonight.
even let you open up the oven.
Okay, here I go. 2 things, Jake, in one show.
Okay, just look at this. Oh, look at
That
it. Just
is
pumps
just
up.
crazy.
Is it not? So I'll just have you open that up here. And
Kind of like a little souffle.
it is. Just look at it. It's just, it's going to be awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I've got the powdered sugar here.
Okay.
And we're going to just generously, just put some powdered sugar on there. And like I said, putting it in the blender does, blend it more, make it light and airier, that it does puff up a little bit. But just as it sets and cools down, it's going to...
It's going to come back down a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to come back down a little bit here. So while we're just letting that set here for a few moments, we'll just take out our sausage and here, we'll get that here. And as you can see, we've just got it really just nice and browned. And so we're just going to cut a few pieces to put on the plate.
Okay.
And what I would do, it just really always looks really extra special when we just cut it at a diagonal. And that here. It's so good that we're not going to stop at 2 pieces. Everybody's going to want 3 pieces. So let's put 3 pieces of wonderful sausage on there.
Okay.
And then we're going to just go ahead and cut this. Just like that, and we're gonna.
So this is we're probably not gonna be able to stop at 1 piece of this German pancake either, because it's so light and fluffy that
it's absolutely. So we're gonna put that on there, and we're gonna actually put 2 pieces on here. And what we're going to do, we're going to feature one side with some berries.
Okay.
And you're going to put some whipped topping. I mean, you can whip your own topping, or you can, whoa! Okay. You're
See,
strong.
I was so strong there, Mom.
You are
You took off the cap so I wouldn't,
I'll
look like a
stand back.
weakling. Yeah.
Okay. And there. And then actually on the other one, I'm going to just feature some wonderful dark maple syrup. And this is the true maple syrup. So we're going to put some of that over there. And now you can alternate your taste buds, between the topping and the maple syrup. I think
you're a bed and breakfast waiting to happen, Mom.
Well, I think everybody would enjoy something like that.
Awesome. To get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. Always thank you to the workshop for being our sponsor. And join us next week on Cooking Crave, where we can bring it to you all over again.
you.